Yo, what's going on, y'all? We're back with another review. I know it's been a while, but I haven't disappeared, okay? I'm gonna look at something I just got, but of course, before I get started, I want to ask y'all to subscribe to the channel, like the video, watch it all the way through from beginning to end, because we're in the algorithm, we stay in the algorithm, we reach new subs, and I just crossed 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate every single one of y'all that's been here. It's been a good journey. We got 1,000 subscribers down and 99,000 more to get, all right? So let's get into this box. But I got the Sharp Bros grip module for the Springfield Echelon. All right, so let's get in here. So in the box, you get the module itself and some stickers. I'll leave those there and get that out the way. And this is it. I also got the optional mag well that comes with it. Well, it doesn't come with it, but I got this. You get mag well, and I think you get a screw, and that's it. Yep, I guess that's it. All right, so let's move that out the way. All right, so this is the grip module from Sharp Brothers for the Springfield Echelon. So why did I get this? I got it for just a few reasons. So if you've seen my review of the Echelon, I actually like this pistol quite a bit. There really weren't too many things about it I wasn't fond of, but there were a few. The main thing being the grip. I say this in all my videos, and I will continue to say this. I like having a deeper cut and groove in my grip, or a beaver tail. It just allows me to drive my hand up there and get a nice solid purchase, lock my hand up real tight. It's also a little too thin for my liking. Now, again, it doesn't bother me too much, but I don't like this trend of thin, light, narrow guns, and the frame in general is a little too thin for me. So when I heard that there were other options out there that were made, one, in metal, and two, had this beaver tail, I said, oh, I got to get it. So that's the main reason I picked it up. But I am going to compare this to the frame. Let me disassemble this right quick, and then we'll come back to it. All right, y'all. So I took the Echelon apart. I couldn't show you all that on camera because I don't want to get in trouble. But here's the OEM frame that came with it. The trigger guard's out, nothing's in there. And here's the Sharp Bros. So just from holding both of them, you can feel that there's a tad bit more weight in the metal one. Not too much more, but you do notice it. I do think that, from what I can observe, I think they're kind of the same size as well. The major difference being a few differences. When I look at the OEM frame, for example, there's 4 rail slots right here, versus on the Sharp Bros, you get 3. The color is also different too. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it is slightly different. I believe this is a little bit lighter. They're both olive drab green or OD green, but the color is a little different, not too much of a difference. The other thing I noticed is the grip texture. So I do think this feels really nice in the hand right here. I like what Sharp Bros did along the frame of the gun. It feels really solid. And of course, you got that beaver tail, which I've been talking about. Already I can tell I'm gonna like this before I even put it back together, but the only other difference is the grip size. So if you look at both of them, for example, the grip on the Sharp Bros is a little bit shorter. Let me see if I can get that in there. It's a little bit shorter, right? And I'm gonna explain that when I put everything back together. So hence why I bought this mag well that I can put on there. It comes with a screw, and I'm not gonna put that together on camera, but more or less it's gonna look like this, right? So, but the metal one so far, I'm liking it compared to this plastic, but let me put it back together and I'm gonna show you how it looks completed. All right, y'all, so I put everything back together, and I can say out the gate, like, this is a major upgrade. It feels extremely nice. I mean, this feels nice. That metal frame definitely put some weight on this gun, and I can already tell you out the box, it's already fixed one of the main things I had to say about it, which was this beaver tail. Now I drop my hand in there and I feel a million times more confident holding this gun and shooting it. Oh my goodness, I love it. One thing I did want to say, like I said, the grip texture is nice. I have the mag well. You have to install this as well. There's a screw in here. I think you need a 1/16 hex key to screw it in there. Not a big deal. About the gun, by the way, this is the Aimpoint Acro P2, the Streamlight TLR7 HLX. And I didn't mention this in my original review, but I have a metal guide rod in there. It's from NDZ Performance, but it feels rock solid. It has a nice bit of weight and some heft to it. You'll see that on the front of the gun, I think that's called a dust cover. It's not there anymore. So the frame is a little bit short. So that's not there, but you know, that doesn't bother me. But the mag wheel feels nice. As far as the magazines, when I put the 20 round in, it works. No complaints. If I take it out and put the 17 round in, it works. If I take it out and I put a loaded mag in, loaded mag, not loaded gun, it works and it feels nice and hefty. Oh man, there is one thing I do want to say about this really quickly. So maybe it was just due to me installing it, but when I press the mag release, it kind of, sometimes it gets stuck, and that could just be me putting it back in. So I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it's only on the right side, not on the left. So I don't know, but I don't know, it feels pretty solid. I like it. What I am gonna do now is I'm gonna go and shoot it. I got about 500 something rounds to put through this. I'm gonna definitely test it and see how it works. And one other thing, they did say that this frame is compatible with a standard holster. So I have one right here and it fits pretty snug. So it works. The holster's from Insane Kydex Creations if you want to know. But anyways, yeah, so this is it. I'm gonna get over to the range and shoot it and give you all my conclusions. Okay, y'all, so I just got back from the range shooting the Springfield Echelon with the grip module from Sharps Brothers, and I'm overall impressed. I just put 600 rounds through this straight, no failures, no issues, nothing came about shooting this gun, and I'm absolutely pleased, and I definitely like it. There are a couple things I do want to note to you all. Just putting the frame on in general, it does give it like a, I don't know, maybe a 2011, 1911-esque style vibe, which I do like. Some people might not like that. Some people do. Also, a couple of the things that I want to point. These screws right here on the grip panels, they came out, right? So I'm not sure why Sharp Bros didn't put enough Loctite on here before I got it, but maybe it's a dud or maybe that's just how it is. But that's just something to note. I would definitely say put some Loctite in these before you shoot it. Also, the magazine release, it was a little stiff before I went to the range. It's fixed now. Maybe it was just the fitting, but it did loosen up and now it feels fine. I don't have any stuck magazine releases. As far as cons, really aren't too many. The only thing I would say is I think the price is the first thing. I'll say that because probably the price and the overall construction, because for the price of this frame, you can easily buy 1,000 rounds of 9mm 45 ACP 380 10mm 22 long rifle. I mean, shoot, you could probably buy a ton of buckshot for your shotgun if you wanted to. And the one thing that kind of disappoints me is that, again, this is already expensive sort of as it is, but the magwell comes as a separate buy-on and it's not cheap. And so that plus that, you know, I think Sharp Bros should have either just made the grip naturally longer so I don't have to buy this, or this should have came with it. Again, hey, money talks, but I do think that the cost of this plus this is a lot for those who may not want to get it. Hey, so I wanted to touch on something I didn't mention in the video. If you buy the frame, the grip module without the magwell, and you use the 21 round magazine, you're gonna have a nice little gap in between the grip and the magazine. Now, some people don't mind that, but if you do mind it, it is a thing. But I just wanted to mention that. But I guess to conclude it, we'd have to determine, you know, is this worth picking up? And so I would say I think it depends on you as the buyer. I like to think of it as separating it into 4 different categories. I would say the first category of those are people who are going to buy anything that's new, that comes out. They have money to spend. It doesn't matter. They probably would have bought this anyway just because it just came out, right? I think the second group are people who, when they buy a gun, the first thing they look for is, what can I change out? Aftermarket support, change out the barrel, change out the iron sights, the optic, the light, whatever, the trigger. And so those people would have bought this anyway. And so then we have the last 2 categories, 3 and 4. I think for the third would be people who, if you bought the Springfield Echelon and you like it as it was out the box, no issues with it at all, I would say this isn't for you. I wouldn't recommend it. You already are satisfied with the gun the way it came and it works for you. You know, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, for me, for the most part, the gun was pretty much great. I didn't really have any complaints. But then the fourth category are people like myself, where there were some things that I wasn't fond of. I like my guns to have a beaver tail or a deeper cut so I can get a high purchase on the gun. The frame was digging into my hand along this part. It no longer does that. It also adds some weight and heft, and I do like weight, heft, and size to my guns. And so it just made the shooting experience to me a lot more pleasurable. You know, this makes me actually want to, this grip module actually makes me want to shoot the Echelon a heck of a lot more and 9mm more. So, you know, to me, it was worth it for me, and I'm glad I bought it, and I would definitely buy it again. But those are my thoughts. You know, do any of y'all have this grip module? Are you thinking about getting it? Do you have it? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. But I appreciate y'all coming through. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the video, like it all the way through, watch it from beginning to end, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.